Howdy, folks. This video is from a show I recently did on Cameron Bertuzzi's channel, Capturing Christianity. If you like it, do all the YouTube things to let YouTube know to show the video to others. Be sure to like, comment, and share the video. And I am trying to grow my channel, so be sure and subscribe and hit the bell notification. Don't forget to check out Capturing Christianity and support the work that Cameron is doing there. Hope you enjoy this.
All right, let's now pull in Richard, who he says that he's a religious person, and he wants to know why he should believe in demons. Let's go ahead and pull him in here. Hey, Richard, how's it going?
Let me sharpen that. I would rather say it this way. It seems an unhealthy degree of interest in the demon, in the demonic and the evil. Oh, very unhealthy in our culture. I've never heard of anyone. I don't particularly know that we have the ability to discern mental illness from demonic possession with such accuracy. I think some of the people, we have certainly cases of people who were simply mentally ill, who were labeled demon possessed, and it cost them their lives. The person who shot up the Virginia school was clearly mentally ill but his parents were only trying to get him treated for demonic possession. And I really think it's just not healthy or useful, and it's distracting people. And as far as I'm concerned, I can tell if you don't play with the devil, and I'm not entirely sure these things exist in ways we understand. If you're not involved with the devil, he's not going to be able to come get you. So what is all this? It's only causing more trouble. And what I can tell you, what a real problem in the world is mentally ill people. Schizophrenia is a nightmare that a lot of good innocent people go through, suffer, and the church neglects their care. But meanwhile, everybody wants to talk about exorcism. For every exorcism, there's 100 people with schizophrenia. And I want to draw attention to that. Because if one person with schizophrenia and their family thinks they're possessed and take them to the priest instead of the psychiatrist, you have a disaster brewing. And I really just want to make that emphasis because, oh, by the way, one other thing, I've worked with NAMI, which is the National Association for the Mentally Ill. I've met people with schizophrenia. Without high training, you would think that person was demon possessed. I promise you that. I promise you, if you've ever met a person in the full throes of schizophrenia, without the training and things that Jimmy here elucidates, you would think there's something demonic about the person. And that's the point I'd like to make, because there's no need for this. It's not helpful. Let's put this to the side and minimize it and focus on reaching out to the mentally ill community and helping them with our resources.
Well, let's do this because Richard, we're looking for questions today, but what you just said can be put in the form of a question. Jimmy, what do you think about what he said?
Yeah, well, I actually agree with a lot of what Richard has said. I think there can be an unhealthy fascination with demons and demonic possession. And frankly, I think there are celebrity exorcists who are dealing with the topic in public in an irresponsible way. And part of what I do is try to help people find balance on this topic. And the way you help people find balance is not by saying, let's not talk about this. It's by saying, let's talk about it in a reasonable way. There are a lot of things that can just be mental illness that can explain these symptoms, or even physical illnesses that can explain these symptoms, like schizophrenia, such as you mentioned. I would differ on the idea that the church ignores the suffering of schizophrenics. The church has actually been involved in setting up hospitals, including mental hospitals, and specifically in connection with demons. Now, I can't speak for non-Catholic churches, although from the non-Catholic exorcists I know, they have similar procedures. But when they're presented with a proposed case of possession, they are meant to look, and the Catholic Church's official documents for exorcists discuss this openly. They are to look for mental illness and bring in mental health experts as needed. So if someone has schizophrenia and is taken to a competent exorcist, one of the first things he's going to do is investigate the possibility that this is mental illness, and schizophrenia is one of the leading candidates in that regard. So I think the greater danger and I hate to say it this way, but the greater danger is in the Protestant community, or at least in environments where you have people who are trying to do at-home exorcisms. where you don't have a trained exorcist who is trained to look for mental illness and similar causes. To make this point, in fact, Richard, I have an episode of Mysterious World I'd like to recommend to you. It's episode 188 on whether it's always demons. You can find it by going to mysterious.fm/188, and you can listen to it or watch the video. And I start that episode with 6 or 7 cases from the last 2-year period at the time we recorded it, of news stories of children who were killed in at-home exorcisms because their parents thought the kids were demon possessed, and they thought things like, let's drive the demon out by holding the child under the hot water in the bathtub. And that's horrific. And I wanted to start in that shocking way with, look, here are multiple stories just from the last 2 years about how this can go off the rails. I wanted that to be a wake-up call for people not to leap to the demon hypothesis and to take alternatives seriously. And I spent the whole episode talking about the problems that would result if you automatically leap to the demon hypothesis without proper evidence. And I also talked about, so what kind of evidence do you need? But I share a lot of your concerns, Richard, and I think that we don't do a service to anybody by unhealthy fascination. What I'm trying to do is bring balance to help people arrive at a mature way of approaching the topic. And before we go, just a reminder to do all those great YouTube things. You can help my channel grow by liking, commenting, and sharing the video. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you always get notified when I have a new video. These days, I have multiple videos coming out every week. Thanks so much, and God bless you.